So let's talk about what thank you Germany bedeutet for me. It's very difficult to change from German to English. It's very easy to go into Portuguese, but I'm not so sophisticated in my mind that I can have 3 languages at the same time. This is too much. But anyway, I finished school. And I had this job opportunity by Wiesmeyer, where I learned a lot about the technical part, and I saw beautiful campaigns for Vogue, for video, and then it was for me very interesting. From Boothaupt, remember when they got the campaign, and I could make the mechanical some layout as well. Then I finished, and I went to the place in Düsseldorf, GGK. At that time, Michael Schirner was leaving GGK, and I went exactly the moment, maybe 2 months later. He left GGK to start KKG, KKG. KKG. Yeah.
Oh,
okay. He left GGK and opened a shop just very close called KKJ. A joke. It was meant like that at that time. It was a joke. But I went to GGK, and I was very young. I had my diploma, and I came in and I saw the work from Karl Gerstner. I saw it before, but I never put together Gerstner and GGK together. It was one of the G's would be Gerstner. And I saw his work, like you see here, and I was always surprised, and I love it, because I love this Swiss typography, this cleanness. That's something that we in Brazil don't have. We have very colorful, messy, chaotic visual identities. And I saw this one, and I said, I love the way he did it. And later on, I discovered he was a GGK, one of the G's. And in GGK, I learned something that for me was one of the most important insights I had in my life, which is the simplicity, and now is my computer working like fast? Okay, which is the word coherence. I don't know how to translate it in English, but consequence, how do you put it? In Portuguese, consequence. Coherência, yeah. Coherência, which is in English much something like this. So anyway, I took from Germany, one of the things that I took from Germany, beside a wife, and now I have 2 daughters that speak German, they have their Abitur already behind them, and I took the idea of the simplicity, of the reduction, of the coherence. It's something that I learned in the school, I learned in my first job, I learned in the GK, coherence, simple thinking. And in Brazil, I was a little bit surprised, because I came back to Rio, and in Rio, it's a beautiful place, but an awful place to do advertising. Nobody worked there, so in advertising, it's lousy. It's lousy. Beautiful place to be, but in advertising business, I went to DPZ, and DPZ was a beautiful agent direct on the beach, but no clients. You have in Rio the best network in town, with Globo TV. They have the best cinema producer, but advertising was at a time, and it still is very poor. The agents are small, they're struggling, and so on. So the big business were in São Paulo. And then we moved to Almap BDO. And Almap BDO was an agency that was in very bad shape. It was a very old-fashioned agency. BDO has bought the agency 5 years before, and the BDO knew that they bought something that was old-fashioned. And the owner of the agency, Alex Peresinotto, was about 65, something like this. And he was getting tired, and the business was changing. The M9 was doing a very good work. Washington Oliveto was doing very fresh work, and they're doing very old-fashioned work, but they have very good clients. They have Volkswagen, they have Danone, they have a bank. So we got a deal with BBDO, and we bought the shares of this guy, Alex Peresinotto, and we started an agency very big. The agency was complete in a mess in the beginning, and we started changing everything. It was about 15 years ago. And we developed the first campaigns. The first campaign we did there was the relaunch of the Beetle. And the Beetle, the president of Brazil, was a guy called Itamar Franco. He was a quite crazy guy. He loved the Beetle, and he pushed Volkswagen, a German company, huge company in Brazil, to produce again the Beetle. It's like, you have to produce a Beetle. And Volkswagen, why should I produce the Beetle? Nobody wants the car anymore. And it's like, you have to produce a Beetle. And Volkswagen did a very clever thing. They exchanged the production of the Beetle for a tax reduction for small cars. So they actually managed to change the market, the industry in Brazil, because they have the tax reduction for certain engines. Small engines, small cars become very cheap, so people could buy more cars. So they exchanged and they built the Beetle for 3 or 4 years. And then we did the first campaign. It was a huge campaign, but this is one of the posters. It's confirmed there is life after death. From 0 to 100 in enough time. And our best campaign, launch campaign, is your memory. Then we start working for Pepsi, and the Pepsi diet promotion, you drinks and wins nothing. That Pepsi, how to make a gin last 10 years. Then we did a campaign for stock photos. Nobody does so much for a good photo. Here's a small lion, you see the picture here. Nobody does so much for a good photo. Here's an Indian guy holding a curry. And nobody does so much for a good photo. And so on. Then we did an Audi. We got an account from Audi later on. We start winning accounts, and the agency was developing very well. And Ayrton Senna bought or got representation for Audi in Brazil. And we got an Audi account. We did a lot of very good campaigns there, because the Ayrton Senna family was one of the best clients ever. They bought good advertising, and they like good advertising, and the brand was developing like hell in Brazil. And this ad is something that tells a lot about the Germans and me in Germany, because we won a silver lion for this ad, and we received a letter from Germany, from Ingolstadt, telling us how wonderful we were, that they are proud about us winning a lion for Audi, and it's great, it's wonderful, and so on, congratulations. But the end is like, but refrain from doing this again. Because as a corporate design stands in the book, you cannot use our rings in a different manner than it is in the book. And please don't use rings as cans, or glasses, or leather, because it's not allowing our corporate identity. And I made a joke about this today because I was doing a massage yesterday, and I came to Brazil tired and so on, and I came in a hotel, said, can I have a massage? The woman in the spa was so nice. And I was talking to her on the phone, music, nice, my spa music and so on. I said, oh, of course, Serpa, yeah, beautiful. I'm going to send a confirmation. I received a confirmation, a piece of paper, beautiful piece of paper, and written, Serpa, it's a delight to have you here with us in our delight, in our beautiful spa. And then in the same letter, the same size of letter, say, if you don't show at 12 hours before that, you have to pay the full amount of money, and the charges are going to be like this. So it's like you see a beautiful woman type in the first paragraph, and a lawyer type in the rest of the letter, which is, then I feel at home again. So I'm home, really home. Okay. Then another ad for Audi, through grip, but for grip much better for Audi A4. This is an ad that we did for the four-wheel drive Quattro. And it's an ad that won a gold lion because we put two stripes. The black stripes are Velcro stripes in the middle of the ad. So when you try to open it, you cannot open it. It's got very tough. So you have to put like this. So it was insert in Playboy magazine, in the Veja magazine, the big magazine in Brazil. Audi now with overhead airbags. This is a campaign that I love. It's a very simple campaign. We have the account of Escola Pan-Americana, which is an art school or design school that has all the exhibitions for Art Directors Club and so on. And the concept is the road to hell is paved with good ideas. Come to see the ones that worked. And this is a little bit older, né? But this, at that time was, I will take this kick, Roberto Baggio, World Cup 94 finals. Hey, why don't we adopt Song Wee, Mia Farrow, New York City? A condom, what for? Mick Jagger to a Brazilian fan. No one will see us inside the car, Hugh Grant, Beverly Hills. Why don't we go up to my room, Mike Tyson, Desiree Washington? We did a lot of different ads, and it was very funny, very, very funny. This is an ad we did for, a campaign we did for Eye Care Foundation. The day fireworks are banned, ophthalmologists will set some off. If you're over 70, visit your ophthalmologist as often as you have sex, at least once a year. Let's go a bit faster, because this is for FedEx. Late is as good as never. I think you just get a sense that you're a Brazilian when you are somewhere else. I got a sense that I'm Brazilian when I was in Germany. And I think it's when you are in German, you are German in Germany, you get a sense, you don't get the real sense what it means to be German. And I got a sense what it means to be Brazilian when I got here, when I was here. And when I came back, I was able to use my Brazilianness that I have in my consciously. So I think this was a great insight I had. And I was being here. And it made a lot of difference in my life. In Germany, I have no contact to TV advertising at all. At that time, it was just CDF and ARD, and the advertising was really, really boring. Really, the most boring advertising you can imagine was between 10 minutes before the 7 o'clock news in ZDF, or before the Target Shop. Sorry for you, sorry for you. Your life wasn't that funny. But your ads for Panda, for Fiat were great. And I was looking at Art Directors Club, their single pages ad. It's amazing to see how brilliant the Germans were at that time on doing print ads, and how lousy they were on TV. And I couldn't realize the difference because I was very young then, so I wouldn't say this TV is crap. So, oh, this is TV, this is nice. So for me, it was the standard. But the print ideas, and I'm talking about your beautiful one-pages Panda campaign, which will run long time. It's fantastic. The Jägermeister campaign, the singles. I have one of myself holding a Jägermeister. I made a headline at that time. It's like, can I make a headline? It's like, oh, you make it. Ich trinke Jägermeister, weil der Zuckerhut mir schwer im Magen liegt. And they didn't accept it. They put somewhere else. But at that time was, for me, TV a secret. And I came to Brazil, and I was confronted to a TV country, which was Oliveira doing marvelous, beautiful commercials, and I have no idea how to do it. So I developed long time. I need long time to be able to create a piece of TV that was good enough. And actually, I start doing this when I start my agency with video. And then we got it right and made it.
I mean, to that point, if I can add, at the time, I think we in Germany tried to, do commercials like they were done in the UK, mostly, maybe a little bit in the United States. And what we didn't do was using the minimalism that we learned to base print on. And whenever we did some minimalist commercials, we won in Cannes. Yeah?
Absolutely right.
Yeah, including our agency with Brown, yeah? Or I remember the little matchbox for Audi.
Yeah, exactly.
That we hit it, I mean, really big. So we sort of denied it and wanted to do something crazy, yeah, from another culture, and we just could not cope with it.
Yeah, exactly what happened in many countries. It's now happening in Brazil again, which is sad. When we are not proud about ourselves, not proud enough, and we start copying, mimicking different work, like UK. UK is beautiful, but some of the work in UK are so British, so British. If you put this work in Brazil, it's going to be lousy. And I see something, there are creative guys in Brazil, and some directors, they have the sun, they have Rio, they have the forest, the rainforest, they have beaches like beautiful, and what they do, they copy a commercial that's done in England in rainy day, gray, awful streets, and they make it sign, look British, look, doesn't it? I say, why should it be looking British? They do this because it rains all the time there. If they had sun, they would make a sun commercial, not a, we have the sun, you try to copy this.
Commit to the mess.
Yeah, it is a quite stupid development. It happened in Mexico all the time. They're trying to be American. They don't want to be Mexican. The Brazilian advertising is very good when they know they are Brazilian. When a Brazilian advertiser, we are Brazilian, let's do it. And we laugh and have our humor, and we don't care if people get or not. The Havaianas work, they're going to show here in TV, you won't get it. But it makes a lot of success down there. A lot of jokes, very sexist jokes. Sorry, but we are like that there. Anyway, it's the way we are. In the process of developing the work, so you could learn a lot, because I worked here, the clients in Germany and the agency bosses in Germany, they fit together and they work and discuss, like we're talking about simple, being simple. It makes everything so big, so complicated, so weird. Every time I have a German client, the German clients in Brazil that I have Volkswagen and Bayer and Audi. When a German client lives in Brazil for a long, long time, it's the best client in the world. But the fresh German that comes and takes over Audi, he comes with a bag of bullshit that he learned here, and he tried to replicate in a country that has nothing to do with Germany. And he wants to, and he say, I'm the Audi brand, I have to do this. This is the brand, it's like this. And it's like, come on, the Brazilians behave completely different. Try to sell an Audi in India with your mindset. You're gonna die. You're gonna die. And sometimes it's very tough. And I see in meetings here in Germany, sometimes I sit there and it's like, it's tough. I think you suffer a lot. I think it's great. The work you have been producing in the last years, really great. So I see the work and say, it's not the German I knew in the past.
Can I, from my observation to your question, I think the Brazilian business works a little bit like Brazilian soccer. There is a lot of competitiveness, but there's a lot of enjoyment.
Absolutely.
So you could say the concept of Brazilian advertising also is competitive enjoyment. And I think we can improve the enjoyment in Germany. Right?
Absolutely.
You're very competitive.
Very competitive. And the clients and the agencies, they put the person, and I think it's German, it's American, it's English as well. But Germans do it perfectly, which is they put the personal factor out of the equation all the time. Nobody puts the personal feelings in the middle. And in Brazil, if you go to the client meeting, the client will only buy if he likes you. And he has to show that he likes you, and you have to like him. Otherwise, based on fact and rational, you are dead. You have to have it right, have the rationale right. But it has a kind of relationship. The meetings in Brazil with clients, and sometimes I was in the last day of the year, 2007, I was a meeting with a mobile company, very tough client, has been bought by Mexicans, and Mexicans as a client, I tell you, this is hell. But I was there was Brazilians, only Brazilians there in the room, and we are discussing, and the director, post-production, the director was making jokes about the client. It was a woman. And the woman was laughing and making a joke about, and everybody was saying, and I stopped saying, stop. This is not a client meeting. This is a barbecue. And we start making jokes, everybody making jokes. And after 20 minutes, it's like, okay, let's go back to the film. This is funny. And I stopped saying, come on, I enjoy, I can live like that because make fun. It's a hard job, it's a hard business. The clients are the same like here, but we have more fun. And this is for me key. Even in suffering, we have more fun. Every great idea fits in a sentence. If a great idea doesn't fit in a sentence, you have to explain too much, maybe it's not a great idea. So you have to, if someone's trying to explain too much, but if you shoot like this, it's weird. So a great idea fits in a sentence. And so you have to be very aware on that. So commercials and saying, look, what's the idea? What's the beef? Like the American campaign for Wendy. So Where's the beef? Where's the idea? Where's the commercial? Then we can actually add the director, the settings and so on, but what is the idea? It's very difficult to keep it that simple on the solution, but it's what we try to do.